The water is dark here, thick with silt, heavy with the weight of silence. Down in the murk, where the light of the moon cannot reach, something is moving. It does not move like a fish, darting with nervous energy. It does not move like a reptile, winding with cold precision. It moves with a strange fluid paradox, a rolling, paddling motion that defies categorization. If you were to look at the shadow it casts against the riverbed, you would see a shape that makes no logical sense. It is a biological impossibility, a silhouette that seems to have been cut from the spare parts of other animals and pasted together in the dark. For millions of years, this creature has haunted the waterways of eastern Australia, a living ghost from a time when the rules of life were being written, erased, and rewritten. It is a creature so bizarre, so fundamentally wrong in its design, that when science first looked upon it, the verdict was unanimous. This cannot be real. This is the story of a glitch in the evolutionary code, a creature that survived the extinction of the dinosaurs, the rise of mammals, and the shifting of continents, all while refusing to pick a lane. It is a mammal that lays eggs. It is a furry creature with a duck's bill. It is a venomous predator that glows in the dark. Tonight, we descend into the murky depths to meet the platypus. But do not be fooled by its comical reputation. Down here, in the gloom, it is not a joke. It is a masterpiece of survival, built on a blueprint that evolution should have discarded, but instead decided to keep. To understand the sheer madness of this creature, we must go back to the moment the modern world first tried to comprehend it. The year is 1799. The place is the British Museum in London. A package arrives from the colony of New South Wales, Australia. Inside is a keg of spirits, and floating within it is a small, brown, furry body. Dr. George Shaw, a renowned naturalist, pulls the specimen from the jar. He lays it on the examination table. The smell of alcohol fills the room. He stares at it. He calls in his colleagues. They stare at it. It looks like a bad taxidermy job. It looks like a prank played by a bored sailor who stitched a duck's beak onto a beaver's body and attached the feet of an otter just for a laugh. Shaw is not a man easily fooled. He picks up a pair of scissors. He is so convinced that this is a hoax that he physically tries to dismantle the animal. He cuts into the fur around the bill, searching for the stitches. He is looking for the thread, the glue, the seam where the fraud begins. But there are no stitches. The bill is not glued on. It grows from the skull. The skin is continuous. The realization that washes over Shaw is not of excitement, but of profound confusion. Nature does not do this. Nature follows rules. Mammals have live young. They do not have bills. Birds have bills. They do not have fur. Shaw writes in his journal that it is impossible not to entertain doubts as to its genuine nature. He names it Platypus anatinus, meaning flat-footed, duck-like. Even in the naming, he is struggling to describe it. He has just met the animal that broke the tree of life. But the platypus is not new. It is incredibly, terrifyingly old. To find its origins, we have to go back, deep into the abyss of time. 166 million years ago, the world is ruled by giants. The supercontinent of Gondwana is breaking apart. The ancestors of the T-Rex are beginning their reign of terror. In the shadows of these titanic reptiles, a small group of animals splits off from the rest of the mammalian line. These are the monotremes. They are the rebels. While the rest of the mammals are evolving to give birth to live young, developing complex placentas and nipples, the monotremes decide to stay behind. They keep the ancient reptilian trait of laying eggs. They are a bridge between the cold-blooded past and the warm-blooded future. Then, 66 million years ago, the sky catches fire.
An asteroid the size of a mountain slams into Earth. The impact triggers a global winter. The dinosaurs, the masters of the planet, are wiped out in a blink of geological time. The oceans choke, the forests burn. But in the rivers of the southern continent, the platypus's ancestors are safe. While the giants starve and freeze, this glitch survives. Why? Because it is specialized for a world that no longer exists, yet somehow it works. It hunkers down in the mud, it slows its metabolism, it waits. When the smoke clears and the sun returns, the dinosaurs are gone. The world is empty, and the platypus crawls out of the riverbank, blinking in the light, virtually unchanged. It is a living fossil, a time traveler that refuses to update its software. Let us look closer at this mistake. Let us descend into the river at night and watch it hunk, because this is where the creature transforms from a biological joke to a sci-fi horror. The platypus dives. It's a mammal, so it needs air, but it hunts underwater. As it submerges, it does something counterintuitive. It closes its eyes, it closes its ears, it squeezes its nostrils shut. It is now completely blind, deaf, and unable to smell. It is plunging into a pitch-black world with no sensory input that we would recognize, and yet it knows exactly where everything is. It sweeps its head side to side, left, right, left, right. It is scanning the darkness. The bill of the platypus is not a hard beak like a bird's. It is soft, leathery, and pliable. It is covered with thousands of microscopic pores. These are pushrod mechanoreceptors and electroreceptors. The platypus has a sixth sense. It can detect the faint microscopic electric fields generated by living things. When a shrimp flicks its tail in the mud, its muscles generate a tiny electric pulse. When a worm contracts its body, it sends out a spark of bioelectricity. To the platypus, the dark river bottom is not dark. It is lit up like a grid of electrical signals. It can see the heartbeat of a crayfish hidden under a rock. It can detect the movement of prey before the prey even knows it is there. It is the most advanced electrical detection system of any mammal on Earth. It is a superpower wrapped in a duck's bill. It strikes. It scoops up the shrimp along with a mouthful of gravel. But here's another glitch. The platypus has no teeth. It lost them millions of years ago. Instead, it has grinding pads made of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernails. It surfaces, floats on its back, and grinds the gravel and the shrimp together, crushing the shell, turning the meat into a paste. But where does the food go? If you were to dissect a platypus, you would search for a stomach. You would not find one. The platypus has no stomach. It has no sac of acid to break down food. At some point in its evolutionary history, the platypus simply lost the gene for a stomach. The gene, known as NKX3.2, is effectively dead in their DNA. The food goes directly from the throat to the intestines. Why? We don't know. Perhaps a diet of soft invertebrates didn't require strong acid. Perhaps it was an energy-saving measure. Or perhaps it was just another error in the code that the animal learned to live with. It is a creature of missing parts. No teeth, no stomach, no external ears. But it is not defenseless. In fact, it is armed. If you are lucky enough to see a platypus in the wild, do not pick it up. Specifically, do not pick up the male. On its hind legs, hidden in the fur near the heel, is a sharp, hollow spur. It looks like a curved thorn about half an inch long. This spur is connected to a venom gland in the thigh. You heard that correctly. This is a venomous mammal. There are only a handful of mammals on Earth that produce venom, and the platypus is the king of them all. The venom is not used to kill prey. It is a weapon of war, used by males to fight each other for dominance during the breeding season. But if a human is stung, the result is the stuff of nightmares. The pain is immediate and absolute. It is not like a bee sting. It is not like a snake bite. Victims describe it as a savage, all-consuming agony that feels like the limb is being crushed in a vice while being burned with a blowtorch. The venom contains a cocktail of proteins that directly overstimulate the pain receptors in the nervous system. It is designed to cause maximum suffering. And here is the terrifying part. Morphine doesn't work. The pain is so specific, so chemical, that standard painkillers cannot touch it. Keith Payne, an Australian war hero who was awarded the Victoria Cross, was once stung by a platypus. He had been shot at, blown up, and injured in combat. He stated on record that the pain of the platypus sting was worse than being struck by shrapnel. The agony can last for weeks, sometimes months, leaving the victim with a heightened sensitivity to pain that lingers